feels incredible to get to be a part of something that I've watched for the 9 years I've been in Nashville, chasing this neon rainbow. It's an honor to get to be a part of a festival that's been around a lot longer than I have, and I've actually worked for CMA on the production side for almost 8 years, so this is my second year on the artist side. So I've been lucky to see behind every curtain of this festival and every person that has to work crazy hours to make sure this thing is pulled off every year, and so really grateful for my experience on that side of things. But there's nothing like getting to be an artist and having the fancy credentials and getting to talk to people like you. So it's an absolute dream come true to get to be a part of CMA Fest. Yeah, I think it is something that, especially the more time you spend in the Nashville bubble, which I've spent a lot of time here just writing full time. I didn't really get to tour until this year full time, and so you get in that bubble and forget the actual people that keep this entire thing running. So just driving here today, I was trying not to hit the pedestrians that are running like ants all over the town, if I'm honest with you. But it reminded me that there are people that love country music just as much as I do. Like, book a plane ticket to go see all of their favorite artists in one spot for this situation, and like have interactions with their favorite music makers, and it just really reminded me in all the busyness of the world what an incredible tool music is to bring us all together in general. It was probably the biggest full circle moment I've had. I started singing around age 7, the anthem at a rodeo in my hometown arena, and that's where I caught the bug. That's where I truly felt like I found my God-given purpose and felt that I had a tool that I was given to connect with complete strangers in a magical way that I still truly can't explain. So getting to sing that special song in the biggest format there is, the Super Bowl of rodeos, was an absolute honor, and I was really nervous leading up to it, but once I got out there, it kind of just felt like I had been preparing for that for my whole life. So I truly just took it in and hope to be back at NFR this year. They never asked me to record it, which is pretty rude now thinking back on it. But I think Leanne has that on lock. That was my 7-year-old confidence that said I could do it better than her. I am so not challenging Leanne Rhymes to any kind of singing competition. In fact, she was the one who introduced me to a lot of the classic country I know. She did a classic country tribute record, or probably a couple at this point. And so she was a young female, like I was at the time, that introduced me to a lot of that old classic timeless country music. And so she's actually been a big influence of mine, but it's a really funny story to tell that I was like, Mom, I got it on lock. What are you doing playing Leanne? Yeah, I think specifically in songwriting, that crew keeps me absolutely honest and authentic, and keeps me slowed down enough to really care about the craft. I think you get really busy in this world and this industry specifically, and so they really take the time to make sure every word makes you feel something, and that's something I try to learn from that group of women specifically every time I'm with them, and I'm so grateful to get to create music with them. But on top of that, it's personal friendships, and that's the one thing when people ask me advice in this town, it is still about community, and people tell you to find your champions, and that annoyed me when I was first here. I was like, I'm looking for my champions, and they're not here. But when you find them, it all clicks and makes sense, and I've been lucky to, specifically with women, find a group that all support each other. We genuinely, a win for one of us is a win for all of us, and I mean that. And that kind of camaraderie when you're chasing these crazy dreams is everything. It's all that matters, the money, success, fame. I haven't really had any of those yet, so I can't really speak to it. But right now, I'm still thinking that's what matters the most at the end of the day, are those people. And so Josh Matheny, Paul Sykes, a ton of people in my crew that just literally are the reason I make the music I do as an artist. It's so funny to hear that because you still feel like things are moving slow. When you have your head down and you're trucking away at this dream, it's hard to acknowledge the massive milestones that you're passing every day, because they sometimes do come few and far between. You'll go a whole year where you feel like you didn't make any ground, and you were the whole time. It's just hard to see. But hearing you say all those things together I'm super proud of it. But I think it does play back to the who I am and the difference I make in this genre and the way I make people feel with my music. That's what's most important to me. So the successes on paper and the accolades obviously make you feel like you're doing something right, and so that's really important to me, and I'm super proud of it and proud to share that with my team. That's the only reason I am where I am, is because of the amazing people around me. But it does just make me more excited to keep building the bigger picture and the brand as a whole, and thinking about all the ways we're going to be able to make a difference through music. Yes, well, you probably heard it on my socials because I've been shoving it down people's throat on social media. But I am so excited for this new song. It is a little bit of a venture from our last single. We just put out one called What I Should Have Done, which was a honky-tonk banger about making some mistakes in my early 20s and a good time dancing song. And we are pivoting a little with that, headed into story mode. I love the storytelling songs in country music, and I've always loved writing songs because I get to make up my own stories, and I tell a lot of true stories and tweak them how I want them to go, how I wish they would have gone, or how I feel it makes the most impact. And so this is a specific story song that we are really stoked to share, and it's got some bluegrass influence, which my family had a bluegrass band back in the day. I play the station in as much as I can and hope to make a bluegrass record one day. So it's a little taste of that for the first time in my music, and I can't wait to hear what people think.